Hello, hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? How are you guys doing this morning? First and foremost, we're going to audio check here and make sure that you guys can, in fact, hear me. Welcome to my first ever stream ever. I'm so incredibly excited. Hello, so many familiar faces. And first and foremost, Drew, Estan, you guys, thank you for the support. Before I even started streaming, I got to come on here to a couple new members. So thank you. And thank you, Totter, for the bananas. You're right, in my stream, we do need some bananas. But there's so many familiar faces. Hi, Linda, Brittany, Nicole, Sam, Destiny, Leah, of course we have Silver Fox and Heather. I couldn't have done this without my mods, so lots and lots of love to them. Because they've been amazing. Actually, this morning I was trying to set up to even create them mods officially, and as I was looking into how to do it, they were like on top of it and already sent me the information that I needed without me even asking. So they're the best mods that I could ask for. So thank you. Who else do we have? Sean is here. Emily's here. Blockhead Brat is here. You guys are phenomenal. I couldn't believe how many people were waiting this morning for me. So thank you. Oh, Heather, thank you so much for the select pass. Lots of new members. I'm going to have to up my emoji game on that so that we have some nice more emojis for us to use. And I'll definitely have to look into a banana one. But first and foremost, today what we are doing is we're in Hakea Wildlife Park. I figured this would be a good first stream because I haven't revisited this park in a while, and it's the one that I started with the Australian pack. But a couple people actually, in fact, in my Discord suggested the African wild dog, and the last enclosure that I did in this park was the dingoes. It's this enclosure right here, and I thought the African wild dogs would go really good next to them. So trying to somehow connect this enclosure to the African wild dog. So I thought that's what we might work on today. I don't know how far we'll get because this is really going to test the multitasking abilities that I have. I mean, already the chat, you guys are going crazy. I have to read and play and talk all at the same time. Really testing all of my multitasking abilities. Look at all the bananas. My goodness. Let's see. No, we don't need a Susfana emote, Drew. We're good on that one. Thanks, though. Thanks for your suggestion. Let's see. I've got you on while I finish my night class homework. Sounds good, as long as you can focus. I used to do the same thing for homework, though, to be honest. A little bit of background noise helped me out. I'm so excited you guys are so happy for the stream. Let's see. Will I ever stream on Twitch? This is my very first YouTube video. Let's take it slow. I kind of barely got this one wrapped up and taken care of for this morning, but I don't know what the future will hold. For now, everything will be on YouTube until further notice, but you know, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what the future holds, but this is the very first one, so we have room to grow. It can only get better from here, right? Let's see. So let's first and foremost get started. So I have a really cool reference picture that's on my phone. So unfortunately I can't share it with you. But they're for like circular shade structures. So what I wanted to do is let's get rid of this tree to start here, kind of create the African wild dog over here and maybe change the viewing, because originally I had built this where you wouldn't be able to view, the guests would just be able to walk by, but now I'm envisioning some sort of like canine canyon walk type of thing where you can see the dingoes over here and then see the African wild dogs over here. So some sort of like shade walk structure here and then another building off over here. And I know I said like kind of canyon thing, but maybe the people aren't in the canyon, but the animals are, you know, lowered down. So we might as well start with that, right? We've got to start building at some point. Let's see. Let's actually take a measurement here so I don't create a giant hole in the ground. Let's do this. Let's take this one and sink this one into the ground as our measuring tool. So that way it'll be just about the same height as the, as the dingoes. Perfect. Yeah, this whole keeping up with chat is going to be a rather difficult one, especially since you guys are so talkative today. Let's see. Missed last night. Anyway, so where are you guys all from? I know, you know, a couple of you guys in Discord have kind of mentioned where you're from and things, but I want to know, is this, it's really early my time, so it's about 8 a.m. for me. I got up at the bright and early hour of about 6 a.m. after going to bed at about 1 a.m. last night. So the sleep deprivation for me is quite real. I had a lot on my mind and was not able to turn it off before going to sleep last night. So that's kind of where I'm at. But early for me, I don't know where you guys are. I know some of you guys are all the way across the world. From the UK, from Denmark. Wow. Minnesota, that's closer. Yes, the stream will be saved, so you guys can definitely watch this afterwards if you're not able to stick around for the whole time. Or just want to rewatch it for entertainment later, background noise. I know I do that often sometimes as I put them on for background noise. I pretty much always have something going on, whether it's a stream or a show. Like I watch The Office and Friends pretty religiously and kind of always have those on as my background stuff. So, all right, this is probably a huge... about the same side. I was going to say it's probably a huge enclosure for them, but we'll kind of clear that out for now, and we'll work on the structure there. I didn't make it quite as deep now that I'm realizing it, but I think that that's okay, because if we get, let's get a staff member. You will do. You will be our little, there we go. Perfect. So yeah, you can see that's pretty good. That's a good size. So what I was thinking actually is taking something along the same kind of style as this, because obviously that fits in with the whole park, but making like a kind of like a V-shaped building that sticks out is what I think we'll do. So the first pieces that I want are those corrugated pieces here. Let's see. And I wish they made like a longer one, like longer this way, is horizontally longer, because that would be great. Because then I wouldn't have to copy and paste a whole bunch of them. But this one, I think being high enough, and then maybe we'll raise it just a little bit. The scale in Planet Zoo is often sometimes hard to get correct because the pieces are so giant. You end up making massive structures. Let's see. Oh, thank you. I think I'm average at building. Honestly, I have a lot of time and patience with it, so things do take me quite a bit of time. And so when you see them in a speed build, they look really good because I'm building really fast and, you know, everything's kind of flying. But, oh, that's an easy color number to copy. Just a bunch of 5s. But thank you. I really do appreciate it. It's honestly, and I get asked quite a bit now that I think about it in order, or about like how I build and you know, how I learned and stuff like that. And it was just a lot of practice. It's a lot of fiddling with it. And, oh, see, and I didn't even follow my own rules. So normally what I do is I bring these out and I don't change the angle at all. I only build on the grid to start, and then I'll adjust it, because that way when we copy things, they all stay in a straight line and don't get all wonky on me. So let's delete this one. Let's see. Sometimes put Savannah's videos on in the background, but then I find myself staring at the screen for the whole video, still cannot bring myself to look away. Oh, thank you, Vivian. That's so sweet. That's incredibly nice to say. I mean, in all honesty, guys, just floored by the amount of support and the amount of people that are here. You know, it's still funny to me, even though I've been making videos for about a year or so now, that like people actually want to watch me play a video game, you know, and I'm sure you've heard other content creators say that, but I mean it. It's weird. I like it. It's fun, obviously, because it's my hobby, but it is rather weird. So I really, really do appreciate it. Let's see. Wow, there's a lot of people watching. Yeah, Micah, I hid that screen so I don't have to watch it. It'll just make me nervous. So I just got rid of it so I don't have to see. I'm just gonna pretend like it's me sitting here talking to myself, I guess, because that's kind of what I do for the videos. Although, you know, this one is a little different in the sense because normally for my videos I do quite a lot of preparation, and obviously with the magic of editing I can splice things together, and if I mess up I can start over. But you guys are getting it live. This is it. This is kind of what you see is what you get kind of situation with us this morning here. So hopefully nothing too bad happens. I set up a little break screen, so if I do need to go refill my coffee or get away from y'all for just a second, I can do so, and you guys have some music to listen to. But I don't anticipate that happening, and in fact, I want to stream for about 2 hours. I realized shortly after I announced the stream that I never quite told you guys how long I was going to be streaming for. And yeah, so I want to stream for about 2 hours. And I think that's what our streams typically will be, is about 2 hours. So 8 a.m. to 10. And for now, every other Sunday, excuse me, every other Sunday is kind of what I've signed myself up for. In the future, that may increase, but that is what we are starting with for now. So next Sunday won't be a stream, but the following Sunday after that will be a stream. Let's see. Oh, the basic builder's here. Hello. Hello. And MS Queen, I don't think I said hi to you. Jojo, hi from Germany. Oh my, I've always wanted to go to Germany, on my bucket list of places to visit, because I have heard that it's beautiful. And my family's German. So that is, well, part of it. My father's family's German. So I've always wanted to go there. So that's pretty far away. Thank you for stopping by. 2 hours is perfect because you can be my background for meal prep too. Perfect. That works perfect, Sean. I also wish that I had enough energy and forward thinking and planning in order to meal prep, but I don't, and that's why I end up like at work I'll eat like Pringles and grapes for lunch because I'm really bad at planning my food. Oh, let's see. Took some concentration. Get that all lined up nice and pretty. I'm kind of just making a metal box here, and then we're gonna obviously add windows because right now I feel like I'm just making a shipping container, but it will have windows in order to see all the animals and things like that. That was also something I was quite worried about, is like in 2 hours, am I gonna build something that's even worth showing off, I guess? And I guess we'll kind of see how it goes. Let's see. Don't rush yourself, take your time. Thank you. I appreciate that, because I'm trying to remember that, is that, you know, it's just kind of it's gonna be what it is, you know. We're gonna get going and see. That's not right. Maybe this one. Things that are symmetrical. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. And then let's see over here about an entrance. Maybe we just make the entrance something like that. So then they come in. Yeah. And then actually, I don't know why I did this one. Well, we'll leave it there because I'm going to do another like little branch off of that so that it's kind of like a V shape there. Is this, I don't know if I made this too long or not, because if we delete this one, here, wait, let's go back. Go back to our shipping container rocks. If we delete this one, then I think I can do, no, this one, this one, this one. Oh, see, it's the same. Okay, well, I guess we'll leave it this long. We'll just have to do some detailing on the inside, I guess, to make it all look nice. Whoops, I still want to edit that. Pringles are so good though. I know, especially the sour cream and onion ones. Those ones are my favorite. I love some sour cream and onion Pringles. So good. Reminds me of how I basically went a year where I ate nothing but trail mix for lunch. You know, I did that in high school. I ate nothing but goldfish crackers for lunch. And my teachers, this is going to sound so bad, but I am such a soda person, that I would show up for class, my like 8 a.m. class or whenever high school started, with a Dr. Pepper. And, then I would have another one at lunch with my, goldfish. And then dinner would be normal because I was in high school and my parents cooked for me. So that was my atrocious diet in high school. What am I looking for? I'm looking for glass. Let's see, those glass panels is what I want because those will match what I did on the other side here. I've been eating ice cream for breakfast. Ice cream for breakfast is the best. People ask me all the time. Well, okay, that's a lie. When people ask me about, like, you know, there's certain things like what kind of breakfast food do you like most? Or what, like, if you want dessert, what's your favorite? And I don't get asked that all the time. I don't know why that came to mind. But I am definitely an ice cream person over like a cake and cookie person. So when I think about dessert, that's kind of what I gravitate towards is ice cream, especially cookie dough ice cream. Oh, love cookie dough ice cream. It's so good. So good. In fact, when I'm being really bad, I'll get like the edible cookie dough from the store and just eat that outright because cookie dough is the best. I feel like I'm describing myself and you guys are going to picture me as like a 400-pound person basically based on what I eat. But I promise it's not that bad. We're just specifically talking about food and whatnot, which is what I felt like we might end up talking about today because subconsciously, I'm also really hungry. So that's kind of what's on my mind. Ice cream cakes are pretty good. Yeah. Snickers ice cream. Heather, I don't know if I've had Snickers ice cream before. Does Snickers have peanuts in it? I think it does. I think it does. I'm not a huge peanut fan. I'll eat them, but not my favorite. Not my favorite. Let's see. So we're gonna go ahead and frame this out. I am building so opposite to how I normally am, by the way, guys. It's because I'm trying to multitask and I'm not fully kind of thinking out what I'm doing here, but it's all right. We're getting a little bit of a building going here. Normally I'll kind of do like the whole layout and I spend a lot of time like stepping back and looking at things, but you guys are making me feel like I have to keep going. But that's okay. At least we got something going here. Let's go ahead and color these black and then raise that down to the floor. Kind of sink that in a little bit so that it looks like a frame. And then we want to hide this if it will cooperate. There we go. Let's see. Chocolate ice cream with brownies in it is my favorite. That's a lot of chocolate. That does sound very good. I just don't also gravitate towards chocolate stuff. Typically, I mean, like I said, it is good. I do love chocolate, don't get me wrong. But it's not, if I have like a choice, you know, vanilla ice cream, or vanilla cupcakes or whatever is probably my favorite. But chocolate is good. Cookie dough, Ben and Jerry's. Yes. Ben and Jerry's, best. Love it. Love, love, love Ben and Jerry's. I'm in high school, so I'm known for the one not eating much, which I don't. Well, everybody's got different metabolisms. I actually, like I said, I used to eat goldfish and Dr. Pepper, and if you think about it, that is not a lot of food for an entire day. So then I would be in the really bad habit of eating a lot for dinner, which is bad. You shouldn't. I'm hitting the wrong buttons. You shouldn't eat a lot for dinner. You should eat a lot, like, you know, breakfast throughout the day and stuff like that, and minimal dinner. Otherwise, it all sits in your stomach. But let's see. Build at a speed that's good for me. Thank you, Heather. I'm trying. It's actually going pretty well so far. You know, for work, I do a lot of news media stuff. I do a lot of talking in front of the public. So it's really not the public speaking that was worrying me. It was honestly the tech stuff. You know, I was so afraid of it not working and then having to sit here and figure it out. And you guys, you know, not that I thought you guys were going to be terrible and, you know, an angry mob with pitchforks at me, but I just, you know, I wanted it to be a good stream and everything. So I am really, really happy that this is all going very well. Why are you glitching the wrong way? Bad glass. Actually, let's do this. Let's pull them all forward a little bit and then we'll duplicate them on the other side. But we can select all of these, pull them forward very quickly, and then that way, from the outside at least, it will look beautiful. Love all those veggies y'all are naming. Who's naming veggies? Get out of here. We're talking about dessert. Veggies aren't dessert. What am I building? We are building for the African wild dogs in Hakea Wildlife Park. Because we have, if you see over there, we have dingoes. That was one of the videos that I released right before the aquatic pack launched. And so I figured this being kind of like a desert zoo, the African wild dogs would go really well next to them. We can kind of create like a little canine canyon kind of thing, because I'm a sucker for some good alliteration. Hence why my channel name is Simply Savannah, because, you know, everybody likes alliteration, I guess. But that's what we're doing today. We're building for the African wild dogs. Junk food talk only. That's right, Heather. You get on them. I only want to hear about desserts and things. How's the banana selling going? Bad. You have to get on Drew and Estan on that one, because my banana grocery shop is in their park. They're kind of the managers of it. So, you know, when you leave the management up to those two, can't hope for much. My favorite piece. I love this piece from the Australian pack. The Australian pack has got to be one of my favorites. It's probably the Australian pack and the aquatic pack. Really, really loved the pieces. I didn't really use the South American pack too much, if I'm being honest. I really didn't. But I think, actually, I probably used the Arctic pack less now that I think about it. Except for those wood pieces that came in the Arctic pack, the kind of cool-toned wood pieces that are off the grid. I do like those. I used those when I made the Tiger Conservation Center, and I think it turned out really well. Anything that's off the grid, really. They should just do away with the grid. Nobody needs a grid. It's too restricting. There we go. Drew and Estan definitely ate the bananas. I don't know. Drew and Estan, do you like bananas? Probably just forgot about the store and let them go bad. More likely. Those two are my favorites too. Who, Drew and Estan? Yeah, they're all right. They're all right. You know, I was assigning Heather and the Silver Fox their mod duties this morning, and I wish there was like a, I don't know, you know, like on Discord you can assign different little roles and stuff like that. I wish there was the ability to kind of give you guys funny names, because Drew definitely deserves a like tech support little whatever role. He was tremendously helpful. The stream wouldn't have happened without Drew, so everybody should give him a little bit of love, because phenomenal. Took his time, helped me out, answered all my stupid repetitive questions. But yeah, it wouldn't have happened without him. Banana pudding. I don't know how I feel about that one, Estan. I don't know how how I feel about that one. Glad I'm here for your first stream. I'm glad you're here too, Aaron. Welcome. Australian pack and the aquatic pack. Are those your favorite too, Nicole? What the hell is wrong with it? SS does one and they look awesome. Oh, SS is me. Ha, okay, I get it. Thank you, MS Queen. Thank you. Everyone likes bananas, right? Right. We had bananas. Ooh, banana splits is something I can get behind. Definitely. Definitely. So, I'm wondering, see how these have like the V supports here? I do want to do something similar. Maybe, was I smart? Yeah, these are in a separate group. So let's bring these over here. I don't know, maybe, let's see. I don't know if I want to do exactly the same supports, but maybe if we pull these in half somehow, you see all the pieces that I had to use to make these. Pull that apart, pull that apart. Actually, here, let's just get rid of this one. We only need one. Let's get rid of this. Trying to think about this, like, you know, as an engineer. So what would actually hold this building up? I mean, we could do, like, supports, obviously, which we might. But as far as, like, an architectural, like, design piece, I don't think. Let's go ahead and move this to the other. No, that doesn't work. Let's see. How would this work? Yeah, something like that. It's obviously way too tall. But kind of like that, I guess. Yeah, there's something there. There's something there. We'll keep this there because I do, like I said, let's sink it out of the ground. Do want to keep it in the same kind of cohesive style as what we're doing here. But then if I take, ooh, am I going to be able to, yes, I can still duplicate it because it's all one group. That's why the grid pieces get to me, is because they prevent me from doing what I want. I don't like restrictions in the game. Think outside the box. Drew, go away. You think outside the box. Right outside the box. That's right. We're sticking our toe outside the box. No room for craziness here. Playing it safe. Needs more waterfalls. You know, yeah, we don't have a waterfall in this park, so see these, I feel like they're too long. I feel like they're too long. I feel like I want them to be one less on either side. So maybe if we do that, because now that I think about it, now that they are next to each other, this kind of window situation doesn't look too bad. So if we do that and get rid of it, that doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too bad at all. And then in fact, it's a lot of the gray metal. I might, to get away from the shipping container look, replace some of these with wood. Like these wood pieces, not those ones. Those ones are on the grid. Ick. Go away. But yeah, some of these, the wood to match the floor to go up that way. I think that might work. I'm nowhere near the box. I created a magical fairy tree. Yes, yes you did. Love the fantasy though. I had so much fun in the build that I haven't been able to really share with you guys yet. Is the build that I did for Suyana for Estan, because Poison Blade is taking forever and a day. But I built a kind of Pandora themed caiman habitat for Estan, and I've kind of just been waiting because I want to be able to actually install it in the park for Estan. So I've been waiting for Poison Blade to give it back. Give it back. Because I want to get that all situated. But that was a lot of fun, is my point. Is that was a very, like, fantasy. Obviously, if you've seen Pandora, all the weird plants and things like that is all very not modern. So it was very different for me. I really enjoyed doing that, so... excited to show you guys that one whenever I do get my hands on it. Oh, thank you for sharing that, Silver Fox. Yeah, you guys follow me on Twitter. You get to see lots of my doggos. I love my doggos. I share them all the time. They got banned from the stream room, though, because they're noisy. They're noisy, and I didn't want to have to deal with them for my first stream. I wanted to take it, you know... One thing at a time. One thing at a time. Especially the puppy. She gets into all sorts of chaos. She's actually a very good puppy. I've got very lucky with her. Poison Blade is building a city. Yeah, he does take forever. But he takes forever, but his things turn out, I mean, amazing. Amazing. That's kind of like the cost versus, you know, or what's that saying? I don't know if it's a saying, but, you know, like cost versus reward, I guess. How much time he wants to put into it. Because, yeah, his stuff really, really does look amazing. Stop glitching out. There. I'll be able to go in there and go in there. And we will connect the path up in here. But I just want to build the outline of it first, and that way we know where the path is going. Because everybody knows how easy the paths are to work with. Kind of put that off for the time being, so that we could not start off with frustration. Go in there. See. Poison Blade breaks computers because of how detailed his creations are. Yeah. Well, that's what I thought Suyana did to my computer when Estan first sent that over to me. But it was user fault. It was my error. So that was good. But I was like, wow, this, you know, disappointed in the sense of like, Suyana's not even that, like, yes, it's detailed, but its piece count is relatively similar to, you know, what stuff I have that I open on my computer all the time. It's like, maybe it's all the waterfalls. They're, you know, just overwhelming my computer. But it was not. It was user error, and I fixed it. But Poison Blade now has the park, and I haven't been able to get it back. But I also can't wait to see what he's done. You know, he's building a village on those mountains and stuff, which is gotta come out amazing. As long as he then doesn't add too many pieces where Estan can't even open it up. Let's see. Paths are simple. Yeah, okay, Heather. What am I working on? Hi, Hellhound. Welcome. We are working on African wild dogs. So this is going to be like the little viewing platform building thing that's going to stick out over this path, this curved path here, and it's going to look down into the African wild dogs. Suyana Zoo is trash. I read that before reading your name, Estan, and I was like, wow, somebody is so negative. But it's you. You can say what you want about your park. I hate when pieces get all glitchy on top of each other. Yeah. Yeah, you can fix that, Sean. So if you saw, like, I was kind of pulling it in and out, it's only if you slide it over, like if you directly copy this piece, like I hit Control X here and it copy it over, it's like on the exact same plane, so it gets all glitchy. So I always just pull it out and then back in. And then you can see even the top's getting kind of glitchy, but we're going to cover that, so I'm not worried about it. So you can even pull it up and bring it back down as well. And that kind of fixes that. Yeah, that cross-fighting or Z-fighting, whatever you want to call it, really bothers me too. So I do my best to fix it, and I'm a huge perfectionist. So I take my time to kind of super line everything up and make sure that all the, you know, like the lines, the patterns go up and they don't crisscross all over the place. Takes me longer, but it makes me happy inside. Should we start a freedom march to Poison Blade to stop using so many damn pieces? No, because then his builds wouldn't be as amazing. I like to see what he comes up with. It only becomes a problem when I have to figure out if my computer can handle it or not. That's the problem. But if somebody else can do it and show it off and do all that, then more power to them. Use all the pieces you want. It just also prevents him, I think, from loading things onto the workshop. But if you're not wanting to do that, that doesn't matter either. I was so bummed. This over here, here, let me put this down and we'll go over there. This, what is this called? Shade structure, big thing right here that I did for the koalas. Wanted to put that on the workshop so bad, but it's over 4,000 pieces. This is made from like a classic triangle. So if you look in here, there are all these triangles, and they're also duplicated on the underside because the triangles have a pattern on the bottom, like, oh, if you can even see that, like that. So I duplicated them so that it's flat on either side, and it's well over 4,000 pieces. Oh, maybe not. Some of them are grouped, but anyway, it's over 4,000 pieces. So I couldn't put it on the workshop for you guys, which made me sad because I did want to. Life changer. Yeah, Sean, it is. I learn stuff about this game all the time, like in the sense of when I was moving things around and rotating like so. I had no idea that you could hit the space bar and toggle between angle snap and not angle snap. The Dutch Lion taught me that, actually. I was watching his stream over on Twitch, and he said something, and I was like, oh my gosh, how did I never know that before? Oh, Drew, go away with your idea fixing ideas. Whatever. Anyway, with your correct answers and all that. I could save it as a habitat. That never occurred to me. But maybe I will now. Thank you. See, I learn something all the time. I had no idea. I mean, I had an idea you could save things as habitats, but my mind just didn't connect the fact that, you know, it's not a habitat. It can't be saved as one. Of course it can. I was drinking a little bit of coffee. I had to have coffee this morning. This was not going to happen without it. Okay, so shall we see if we can get the paths to work? Let's raise this just a little bit before we go any further, because if the paths are really, really going to be a pain in the backside, I want to make sure that they will work. So let's raise these up here and see if we can't get them right where we want them. I want the, what are those called? Borders, curbs to be hidden. There. Wow, is it gonna work? Like first try? It's cutting a little bit out of where I want it to go. So let's have it meet over here. Right in the middle. There we go. Wow, I don't think I could have asked for an easier path process. That's it, we're not moving it now. Oh, I spoke too soon. And now we have to connect it to these. We might have to move our entrances over. Okay. Easy fix, because all we have to do... All we have to do is move this away from those paths. I didn't realize how close we were already to an existing path. So we'll just kind of pull this out a bit, and then hopefully that will connect there. What time zone am I in? I'm in San Diego. So PST or PDT, I think, depending on if we're on like daylight savings time or not. Whatever it is. But yeah, I'm in San Diego, California. So it is, where's my clock? It is 8:40 here. 8:40. 8:40 in the morning on a Sunday. Yeah, coffee is really needed. Oh, if Leaf could mod invisible curbs, you're onto something there. That would be phenomenal. That actually might be a mod that I would actually use. I've never been one for mods, not because I don't dislike them. I just have never really used them or anything like that. But I might have to if invisible curbs are a thing. Because that would be game changer. Because yeah, we'll have to hide that somehow with a plant or something, a bush. We'll put something in front of that. I'm trying. Oh, Leaf. We appreciate you. Everything that you've done so far with all your mods. Oh. Go where I want you to. You're not going to, are you? Let's see. If we bring this out one more. Yes. Yes. Perfect. We did it. Well, okay. Again, I might be speaking too soon because, you know, you can only say we did it once we're like done. Otherwise the paths. Now see. Okay, no, you know what? That works because what we'll do, we'll get rid of this and we'll get rid of this. Is we'll say, you know, we want to make sure that it is handicap accessible. So in my other one over here, I have a little ramp so that people can get up. So that's what we'll do. This one will be stairs and then this one will be a ramp, and we can make sure that everybody can go up there. So perfect. Now we have a little sticky outy shipping container half building. Great. My nephew and his hubby live in San Francisco. I love San Francisco, MS Queen. It's such a cool place. I went there. I've actually been there a handful of times. My boyfriend's family, his parents rather, live in Atascadero, which is like right by San Luis Obispo. And my sister went to UC Santa Cruz. And so kind of up there on the central coast, I've spent quite a bit of time. And it's really pretty. I like to go camping there, to be honest. Let's see. I don't want to delete these. I want to select them all. And is it going to? No, of course it's not. I want to slide them down to about here, I think. Yeah, really pretty. In fact, we want to go camping here in March just because with everything going on, it's kind of the only safe vacation, I guess, we can take. Because we can just drive, and we'll go to our campsite. It'll be just us, and just us. I mean, my boyfriend, the dogs, and I, and not be too, you know, around other people and all that kind of whatnot. It's a bummer. All this stuff. I don't really want to get on that topic, but you know, hopefully things start opening up soon and life gets back to normal. Because that would be great. That would be great. Yesterday, we went shopping. Clothes shopping, as random as that is, because I am terrible at buying clothes for myself, but just to get out of the house. I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. I want to go somewhere. Let's go spend money. So that's kind of what we did. Just get out of the house, even though it was raining. I was like, I don't care. I don't care if it's raining. It's not real rain in California. We'll be fine. There. So something like that. I think that looks okay. We'll got to figure out, maybe what we'll do is we'll pull this down, I guess. So it's kind of like an anchor. Make us kind of think. Oh, you know, we could even, let's not do that. we could bring something straight across and have another pillar like right here. So then we kind of create something to walk under. I think that's cool. We might be able to add like a sign or something to it. Let's see. Let's get rid of everything and take a look at what we got here. It's looking good. We got a dirt pit with a shipping container thing. BRB, dogs need to go out. No worries, Heather. I, fortunately, am not home alone with the dogs, so Mr. Simply Savannah is taking care of the dogs right now to keep them out of my hair. I'm guessing Paulsley is here if you put ramps. No, I don't think Paul's here. I just like to build realistically, and so realistically, that is something that you have to keep in mind, is that when people go to public places, there are certain regulations that you have to. I knew all about them when I worked in retail. I worked in retail for quite a while, and things like shopping racks and displays have to be certain distances apart so that wheelchairs can get through and things like that. So, yeah, but I know Paul is a big one on that one. So, but I like to build realistically if I can. After the virus, I could live stream at the San Diego Zoo. I could, I think. Can you live stream without your computer? Can you live stream from your phone? Drew, can you live stream from your phone? My tech support, answer my questions. Frank and Beans! Oh, I love Jim and Pam. Do you make this a speed build video? Yeah, I want to. That's the plan, is kind of, we'll stream this, and then eventually when we're done, I'll kind of put this all together and make it a speed build video. That way you guys that don't want to see the streams can watch it. Because that is the idea. It looks great. Thank you, Silver Fox. Trying. You guys really are throwing me off my game, because normally when I build, in a good way, not in a bad way, but when I build, I normally watch a stream or The Office or just play music, and I'm kind of, in my world, and so it's a little different, kind of thinking, talking, building all at the same time. But I think we're doing okay. I think we are doing okay for, let's see, just about an hour or so. We've got the, what looks like a viewing area and the start of a little habitat here. But one thing, MS Queen, I probably will do is more zoo tours. I have a couple of those on the channel right now as little vlogs for inspiration, but I will 100% do more of those when everything opens back up. Welcome back, Heather. Do a walkabout town? I don't know. Estan, did you do a walkabout town? Oh, yes. You can stream from your phone? Great. Thanks, Drew. All right. I have a small idea. Wild dogs usually live in small caves, as I like to call them. That might be a bit hard to make in Planet Zoo since animals don't speak cave. They usually live in small caves. Yeah. We'll do some caves for them, maybe along the back here, or we could even make, we can make this, I don't know what that noise was, but we can make this a cave under here for the wild dogs if we take the rocks and kind of make it their little under cave. Yes, I love zoo tours. Yeah, I've been an annual pass holder at the zoo and the safari park out here forever, and I grew up going there, so I really enjoy going to the zoos, and in fact, I even make a point to go to certain zoos when I travel, and so I've been to zoos in a bunch of different states because I like zoos. I work with animals. I'm into, conservation and all that kind of stuff. This is Desert Rock. We don't want that one, though. We want desert. Ooh, and we get to incorporate the flexi-colored rocks today. because I have not been in this park since the aquatic pack released. I missed a syllable there. So we get to include those as well. Let's see. Yeah, so if we do something where we have kind of a cave system for the doggos, so that they have somewhere to go. Ooh, underground viewing area could be cool. I don't know how easy that would be for me now because the paths are already on top. So, you know, it's not going to let me dig out the terrain quite as nice as it might have if I had done that beforehand. But maybe we can make it happen. I like it. I like it. See, that is also the nice thing is you guys have ideas and, you know, help me out if I get stuck. Let's see. Bring that. I don't want it to look so square, but then, you know, framing wise, and it's not going to be a very big cave in here. But that's okay. A little bit of room for them. But yeah, that way they have their shelter. If you're ever in my area, Fort Worth Zoo is awesome. I would love to go to any and all zoos. I actually really enjoyed, we went to Hawaii and went to their zoo, and it was very small, but it was pretty cool. Pretty cool to see because it was really tropical and things like that. So that was kind of cool. And then I went to, was it the Seattle Zoo? A zoo in Seattle area. I don't know I don't remember if it's called the Seattle Zoo. But we went to that one. So that was awesome. Would the area under the viewing platform count as a hard shelter? Yes. So because it's underneath these pieces here, it's blocked from the sky, so it should count for a hard shelter for them. Pittsburgh Zoo is awesome. Cool. Yeah, we thought about, my boyfriend is a huge cornhole player. And right now tournaments are canceled and stuff like that because of what's going on. But there's oftentimes lots of tournaments in other states and whatnot that he likes to go to. And if I can get the time off of work, I would love to go. But then, you know, I don't want to sit and watch people throw beanbags at boards all day. So I would go off and kind of explore the zoos or whatever it is in those areas. So when everything opens up again, kind of looking forward to being able to do stuff like that. And I will 100% do some vlogs at any zoos that I do go visit. We need to continue this around. I think that's what's bothering me. It's bothering me. It's Plank. That's right. Let's see. Australia Zoo is free. Andy, I am a huge fan of the Irwin family. I am subscribed to their Crikey magazine. I follow what they do. I think they're a wonderful people as far as everything that they do for conservation and whatnot. And Steve Irwin is partially part of why I am in the career that I'm in. And I can't watch videos of him without tearing up and crying because I'm so upset that he passed away. But I would love to go to the Australia Zoo. That is definitely one that's on my bucket list because I want to see what they've created and all that kind of stuff. I'd probably cry walking through the door because I'm so excited, but I'd be there nonetheless. I've only ever been to the one near me in England called, is it Pangton Zoo? So I'm not even sure if it's big or small as I haven't been anywhere else. Yeah, you know, and people ask me that too. They're like, you know, you live in San Diego. Somebody asked me when I first started Planet Zoo, like building or doing YouTube videos, they were like, do you feel pressured to build really well because you live next to the San Diego Zoo? And I was like, well, no, because the San Diego Zoo isn't judging my builds. But I do draw a lot of inspiration from there. And so I am rather lucky to have such a well-known and very pretty zoo facility near me to draw inspiration from. So I am lucky in that sense, but I don't feel pressured to build better because I live there. That would be silly. I want this rock, thank you. Get out of the way. There. He passed away when you were like 2 and you miss him so much. Yeah, I remember watching the news on the TV and bawling. I don't remember how old I was. What year did he pass away? Because then I can tell you if I remember how old I was, because I forget the year now, but I vividly remember watching on the news and being so upset. And it just, God, it just sucks too, because like of all the animals he dealt with and everything he did, a stingray, man, that just, yeah, it was a bummer. It was a bummer. I pronounced it right, yes, because I am trash at pronunciations. Bindi Irwin is pregnant. I know. She's gonna have a little baby. They shared a picture of its little khaki shirt on something a while ago, and I was like, that is the most adorable thing. Baby's not even born and it has a little khaki outfit to match everything else. I'm curious what they're gonna name it. I bet they've already figured it out. They just don't want to announce it to the public yet. So 2008. Yeah, so I was probably about 8th grade too. I think it was 2005, 2006. 2006. Yeah, I think 2006 sounds correct to me. I'd love to go to the San Diego Zoo just to go to the zoo. It really is a phenomenal zoo. I know people talk about it a lot. It's like the best zoo in the world, and I can't make that determination because I haven't been to every zoo in the world, but you know, it's pretty good. And I think a lot of where that comes from too is just, you know, the funding that they have behind them and the technology that they have in order to help conservation efforts plays a lot in that too. So maybe when people say it's the best zoo ever, it's not specifically speaking only about the guest experience, but also about what they do for conservation, because they're able to. Conservation, unfortunately, takes a lot of resources, a lot of money, and so it's a difficult thing because you really can't get anything done unless you have the funding behind it. You know, money drives the world, and that's just the unfortunate reality of that. But I obviously think they do a really good job, and I love going there. So I remember, you know, a lot of the construction that they've gone through, and so like their new Africa Rocks enclosures weren't always there because those are new ones. There's a rock peeking through. How dare I let that slide? Look at this. Sloppy building. Get back down there. Thank you. So I've seen it go through lots of iterations, and I did actually say the safari park this time, but normally I call it the wild animal park because that's kind of what it will forever be to me. The San Diego Safari Park now will be the Wild Animal Park, if I said that right. I feel like I said it incorrectly. Because that's what it was when I was young. It was the Wild Animal Park. Now it's San Diego Zoo Safari Park. And I actually heard that they are thinking of changing the name because a lot of zoological facilities are trying to get away from the term zoo because it has such a negative connotation based on like where zoos came from. You know, they didn't used to be the kind of beacons for conservation that they are now. They used to be just for entertainment, which, you know, sad but true, and I think we can learn a lot from that. But they want to possibly change the name so that they're seen more, or not associated rather, with the bad aspects of what zoos used to be, which I can kind of see. I don't know if I necessarily think changing the name is good. I don't know. I'm not necessarily like a marketing person like that, but I also think like if you just educate people, you know, then they will understand what the facility is. But as we were just saying, conservation and education and all that kind of stuff is expensive. It takes a lot of time and effort. God, Steve Irwin's son is basically a mini him. I know, Robert looks like just like him. Just like him. And he talks like him. And he acts like him. Yeah, I know. If Steve was still alive, he would be, I think, incredibly proud. His family is really doing a lot to keep, you know, his memory going, but also his conservation efforts going. I think they're doing a wonderful, wonderful job. I can't remember the last time I visited a zoo. You know, it's been forever for me too, because everything's been locked down and whatnot. So it's just kind of the world we live in right now, which is unfortunate, but hopefully it will go away soon. Okay, so the sporadic builder that I am, I don't really want to place any more rocks. Let's see. We can maybe take... Do we want to take these and, if I can get them all, oops, tilt them upright. And, put them back over here somewhere, I guess. Let's see. Let's do this. Just to mark out where we want to be. Like so. And slide it back. If we put like a pillar here and a pillar here, and then do that on the other side, then there's something to kind of walk through, I guess. I guess let's do it, and if we hate it, then we get rid of it, right? Let's do it. And if we hate it, we get rid of it. Sounds like a plan. All right. The Bronx Zoo looks amazing. Yeah, that one has the show, right? There's like I almost said I don't have TV. I have a TV. I don't have cable. So I don't know. I don't remember if that one is the one with the show or not. But I know there is a zoo that's, you know, kind of got a show going on it. Yeah, so if we do, I guess something like that, does that look okay? I'm like, How did he pass away again? Who? Steve Irwin? He got stung in the heart with a stingray. Yeah, no, he got stung by a stingray, which is a bummer. Yeah, there you go, Silver Fox. He jumped onto the back of a giant stingray. And the stingrays have barbs, which pierced his heart. Yeah, it's a really, really unfortunate thing to have happen to such a wonderful person. My friend used to be a keeper at the Columbus Zoo. It looked beautiful. I'm great. Enjoying the stream? Yeah. Emma, did you just come in? Did I miss you? Welcome. I feel like I've probably missed a lot of people. So welcome if you're first joining in. We're building for the African wild dogs in our Hakea Wildlife Park. That's what it's called. I almost forgot the name for a second. Right next to our dingoes here. So these are our dingoes. These are going to be our African wild dogs. So we're kind of putting them together. So we have like a little canine canyon thing going on for that. Janella, welcome. Hello. He will be in our memory forever though. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Bold, did you just get here? Welcome back, Jake. Or have you been here for a while and I just missed you? Either way, welcome. Thank you for being here. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Bold, your signs. I'm not really one for workshop blueprints because I forget to use them, to be honest. Not because I don't like them. I always forget that I can use blueprints. But your signs are going to make their way into something I build very soon because they're amazing. Amazing. I support Noah's Ark Sanctuary in Georgia. Rescue exotics and provide awesome habitats for them. They also support a woman and children's shelter that my family is a part of volunteering in. That's awesome, MS Queen. That's really awesome. Yeah, I work for a nonprofit as well. Or not as well. I work for a nonprofit. So I really like to see when organizations kind of support causes and stuff like that. And being a nonprofit, we really rely heavily on donations and volunteering from the public. Just flip this around. I'm just wondering if this, I want to make this detailed, but this is where I struggle too, is making things that look cool. Maybe I pull this in just a little bit. So we put this on the path where it matches. Pull this in just a little bit. Like so, I guess. Like so. It's not symmetrical. It can't stay if it's not symmetrical. Is that back? Is that back in the center? Back in the center. That's a little bit better. I guess I can fuss with it for a while, but that should be good for now. Let's leave it there. My parents got me all the missing DLC packs for Christmas, even if I played with it 3 weeks before. The DLC packs for Planet Zoo, that's awesome. Yeah, I think the DLC packs are great. They just offer more build pieces and obviously more animals and stuff like that. I mentioned it earlier. I think the Australian pack pieces and whatnot are just so up my alley as far as aesthetics go. I really, really enjoyed that one. But I also like the aquatic pack because of all the kind of realistic-y zoo type pieces that they got in there. Let's see. Oh, I'm flattered. You should be, Bold, because your signs are amazing. Noah's Ark is amazing. Been there many times. Where is that? MS Queen. Where's Noah's Ark Sanctuary? Oh, Georgia. Duh. It's in your comment. Duh. Reread it. Answered my own question. We have a monkey sanctuary nearby, and my absolute favorite is the Cornish seal sanctuary. Wow, that was difficult for me to say, which is a couple hours away. Awesome. The basic builder, lions, tigers, and bears. Cool. I am OG from Georgia. You know, there's a lions, tigers, and bears out here, too. It's a sanctuary out in Alpine. I've never been, but it looks pretty cool. They have, obviously, they have lions, tigers, and bears, but they have a lot of other animals as well. Let's pull this away because I'm just now realizing when we do the roof, we might need a little bit of space. And I think for these, if we copy up the roof, because that's what I did for the other one. Is that going to be enough headroom for you people? We might bring it up a little bit more. We might do this. There we go. Now we have a box. Did I have this one overhang? I don't think so. No, I did not. No, I did not. We just had these pieces here as trim on the top as well. But on this one, actually, maybe we should add like an awning. What do you guys think? Something that comes out as shade. Because this is looking a bit flat for me. I kind of want a little bit of depth to this building. So it's not such a complete square rectangle, because I mean it is a square rectangle, but that way it has a little bit more. So maybe with those corrugated metal pieces, that might look cool. I grew up near Noah's Ark, but now I'm up in the mountains. I didn't think I realized how nice her patrons are. Who's patrons? I need to buy a gaming PC. I'm sick of using GeForce now. Your graphics look amazing. Thank you. I actually started my YouTube channel on a laptop. And not a lot of people know that. I've mentioned it before. But yeah, I had a gaming laptop because I've been a gamer for as long as I can remember. So I've played PC games lots and lots and lots. But when I wanted to start YouTube, that's all I had. So I did it. I just kind of went with it and started it. It took me forever to edit things. It took me forever to build things. I used a USB mouse, so I didn't have to use a little tracker pad, because I think that would have killed it for me. That would have been a nightmare. But yeah, so I used that for months and months and months until I eventually got the PC that I have now. And so now I have a desktop setup that I use. And just recently, what has made streaming possible is my second monitor. That was a Christmas present from Mr. Simply Savannah, which was wonderful of him to do that for me. So I got this all set up, and so that's how we're able to stream now. But yeah, I oftentimes forget building on my laptop was such a pain in the butt. Pain in the butt. It sucked. Awning would look nice. Yeah, I think so, Heather. I think it would give it something. Give it a little something something. You guys are finding out just how sporadic my building are, and how inaccurate I can speak. Because we did some rocks, now we're back to planks. My attention span is just all over the place. All over the place. Yeah, I think we can do something pretty here. I dig this architecture style. Thank you, Bold. Thank you. I do too. You know, when I first started this little zoo here, I started with this one, and then I did this one for a contest for Palsley. And I didn't really know where I was going from there, but I love the color of these planks. All the kind of desert tones and whatnot. And I was surprised too, because, you know, River Rock Zoo is so different. They're both still modern, but just different color palettes. Mr. Savannah. Yeah, he has a name. His name's Matt. But, you know, Mr. Savannah, Mr. Simply Savannah, same thing. I think the chat is lagging for me. Oh, I'm sorry, Hellhound. It lags for me too on some streams, and I just have to be a little bit behind. But that is a bummer. Technology not working is a annoyance. Let's see. Are these the same? No, they're not. The direction of the metal is different, so we want these ones, I think. So that's flat. That's about 15 degrees. I think we'll go with that. What time is it? Wow, it's 9:13. I say that like a lot of time has passed. It's only really been an hour and 15 minutes. I also play on a laptop. Yeah, I mean, if that's what you have, don't let it stop you from playing. Gaming laptops can be great, especially if you're playing at home and you're not having to go places, because the battery life on them isn't the best. Especially if you're playing demanding games like Planet Zoo. But yeah, like I said, don't let it stop you. Use what you have. That's not centered. Not even close. Let's see. Neither is that one. You know what? Maybe we should just make this all one awning. Then I don't have to worry about it so much. Build smarter, not harder. That's right. There, I think that adds a little something. Obviously, we'll give it like some supports and stuff like that. Welcome, Hannah. Your Wi-Fi's having a stroke. Oh, poor Wi-Fi. That was also a worry for me. I was like, my Wi-Fi, what's the name? Internet provider company people, said, yeah, you're good. You should be able to stream. But like, really, am I? I wasn't going to know until I actually do it. I'm wondering if we shouldn't bring this out, as a little bit of an overhang. Because, oh, and you know what? What are these called? Australian wood floor. Let's see if it comes up. There's off the grid pieces for those, right? And the off the grid pieces, yeah. are a little bit skinnier. Oh, no, they're not. Why are they not? Or are they and I'm just crazy? I was thinking if we extend this out just so that we don't have such a... Well, they are by just a little bit. But if we extend this out a little bit, because I think that might look better. I don't like how much of a box this is turning into. And maybe it'll change when we add all the detail and stuff like that. But I want it to be less like a box. Out. There, and I think if we do that on all 4 sides, maybe that'll help. I don't know. We'll see. We're not going to finish this today, so we'll come back to it in a future stream, and we can always change things, right? I struggle with that too. Is like, you can always come back and change things and make it different. I feel like, once I put it down, it has to stay, but no, you can totally change things. I got to remember my own advice. Already love the build. Thank you. It's coming along. We got something. To be honest, this is kind of more than I thought I would have. Hi, Tristan. Is that how you pronounce your name? I'm used to seeing it spelled with a T, so hopefully I got that right. But hi, thank you, and welcome welcome to the stream. That was a combination of thank you for being here and welcome to the stream. Chat lag is one thing, but when you have a 2 billion year old computer, it take all day for Planet Zoo to update. Yeah, it's a demanding game. You think you fixed it? That's awesome, Hellhound. Hope you did. 2 billion, yeah. 2 billion years old. Build smarter, not harder. Preach. Yeah, I do not remember my own advice most times. I'm terrible at it. I have to do a lot of, sometimes I have to do a lot of post-editing stuff to kind of shorten my stuff just because I do things the long way. But I can't help it. It's how my brain works. I can't help it. Got to deal with what you are given. Sometimes you just have to kick something to make it work. True. My computer, I've kind of threatened it to get its little self in gear sometimes. Threaten it with throwing it out the window. Where my computer is, I face a window, so I've told it many times. Look here, computer. If you don't get yourself right, you going out that window. And then normally it fixes itself. Sometimes a good threat for your computer is all you need. 82 minutes. What's 80? Oh, how long have we been streaming? 82 minutes. Wow, Heather, look at you. Is there somewhere that tells you that, or are you just that good at like quick math? I don't think I've ever sat in a stream before. Savannah is so calming and positive. Thank you. Thank you, Sean. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I find that too. There's some streamers that all the more power to them because they obviously have an audience and it works well and they get their clicks and their likes and their shares and all that kind of stuff. But I can't do the screamy, you'll probably never see my face on a thumbnail kind of thing because I don't know, it's just not my style. And like I said, some YouTubers do it. It works well. It clearly is a method that, works, the over-the-top energy and the yelling and the this, that, and the other. But it's just not my vibe. Because I just, I don't enjoy content like that. And so therefore, I want to create content that I would like. So this is more just about hanging out. Hanging out, having some fun. Building in a fake zoo. We'll hide that. We won't leave that. It tells you how long. Okay, great. It tells us below the title of the live stream. 70 people? Silver Fox, you're not supposed to tell me that stuff. That's a lot of people. Well, hi. I don't see 70 people chatting. So for those of you that are just watching or just tuning in, thanks so much for being here, you guys. Let's take a minute here. I cannot believe, you guys, that I have this many people watching, this many people that are interested, and I, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate it so, so much. This is only the beginning because I am having a blast already. You know, Estan told me, he goes, once you start streaming, you're going to love it so much. This is how Estan sounds, and you're going to want to do it all the time. And, you know, I was like, yeah, I know, maybe. But no, this is pretty cool. I'm having a good time with this. You guys are awesome. Let's see. Love watching while I'm doing homework and tasks around the house. Carly, is that how you say your name? That's a really cool spelling. I've never seen that spelling before. What kind of homework are you doing? I'm too old for emoticons and faces on thumbnails. Always feels puberty to me. Yeah, you know, and like I said, it works. It clearly works. Otherwise, people wouldn't do it, right? It draws in a certain crowd and whatnot, but that's, you know, the channels are supposed to be unique from one another, and I just feel like when they're all the same, or, you know, they just kind of blend together. So we're gonna do our own thing, and, you know, I'm the fortunate one that gets to do this as a hobby, and I do not have to rely on the channel, because that quite possibly could change my opinions on it. But yeah, we're gonna hang out and have some fun. So glad you guys enjoy that, because I enjoy it too. It's one of the reasons why I like Estan and Drew so much too. They're kind of the same way, you know, just hanging out, chit-chatting. Drew gets a little weird sometimes, but, you know, we'll forgive him. I don't sound like that, technically. Sure you do. You always sound different to yourself than you do to the public. Right? That's another thing. I will never get used to hearing my voice, and I don't watch my own videos back. Like, after I'm done editing, it's like, nope, that can go to the world, but I don't want to listen to it. Because it's just strange. It's strange to hear my own voice. I do the same thing like when I do stuff for work and videos and things like that. It's like, nah, I don't want to hear it. My voice sounds funny. Sounds funny to me. But yeah, you sound different in your own head than you do to other people. Oh, you're learning how humans develop biologically and physiologically. Sounds really interesting. If I was interested in humans, that might sound interesting, but I am not a human person. I'm an animal person. And so I took like animal physiology. That stuff was really interesting to me, but you know, you start talking about humans and meh. But cool. Are you like a pre-med major or something like that? Doing some sort of coursework for that? This is an African wild dog habitat. Yes. Yes, it is. Your voice is also very soothing. Like I said in Discord, it makes me feel like I'm playing the game with a friend. Oh, Brittany, thank you. You do. You have friends in all of us here. That was when I started my channel. That's the feeling I wanted to have. So that makes me incredibly happy to hear you say that. Because we are all friends. We are all enjoying the game together. And that is one of the best compliments I could receive. So thank you. Another question, do you have an art account on Instagram? I don't know what an art account is. I have an Instagram account, if that's what you mean. So links to all of everything, you know, everything you could ever want to know is in the description down below, but is an art account specific? Is that a special thing on Instagram? Don't worry, Savannah, I can do 3 different accents, Scottish, British, and Australian. I am awful at, thank you, Heather. I see that link right there. You're the best. awful at accents. And I don't do them because I'm so afraid of being offensive. I don't want to offend people from those areas because my accents would be so atrocious. So I'm definitely getting the Australian DLC after this. You should. I mean, if you have the means to purchase it, it has a lot of... We're going to go back to rocks real quick, I think. I think that's what I'm feeling. If you have the means to get it, I would. People ask me, you know, what my favorites are, and I say Australian and aquatic, just for the pieces, you know, because I am a builder. I play with the animals, obviously, because I like the animals. But for the pieces, the Australian pack and the aquatic pack are really what I use a lot of. And then obviously base game. Like River Rock is a lot of base game because it's a lot of those New World pieces. So I use a lot of those, but then, you know, if I had to pick my next favorites, actually we'll just go from below here and we'll kind of fix it as we go along. Make this back wall for the doggos. Doggo woggos. Fun fact that just popped into my mind, or more like random bit of information because it's not really going to be a fun fact. But I have 2 male dogs and I adopted those first. And then I got my little girl dog, and she's the first little girl dog that I've ever owned. I've always had, just for whatever reason, all the dogs I've ever had have been males. Whoops. And, so I had to get out of the habit of saying like, good boys, or come here boys, you know, that kind of thing. So now it's doggos, and sometimes doggo woggos. That way she doesn't get offended. But I had to get myself out of the habit of saying that because I don't have 2 little boy dogs anymore. I have a little girl dog. And she's the best, to be honest. She is the best. At some point in the future, if we get around to it, you know, hooking up things like a face cam or a dog cam or something like that for the streams, will be something I can look into because they do generally hang out with me while I build in the office. Nalu does snore, so you'll have to be prepared for that, but but she's a good dog. They just kind of hang out in here with me. An account for art, like, yeah, show art. I don't know, just saw it when I searched for your Instagram account. No, I just have the Instagram account for this. And, you know, I post pictures of the builds and things like that. But if you're talking about, like, art that I make, see, I've been told that I'm artistic. I don't feel that I'm artistic. So I don't know. I don't think an art account is something that I would need, I guess. If that makes sense. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I love River Rock Zoo and can't wait for it to be on the Steam Workshop. Yeah. So when it's all done. And to be honest, I'll let you guys know, I've been kind of putting it off, because the next thing that I have to do in River Rock Zoo is finish up, hey, that rhymed. The next thing I have to do in River Rock Zoo is build for the polar bears, the interior. I've got to finish. We've got like episode 3 to do for that, and then they're all done. But I am so hoping and praying and wishing and wanting Frontier to do diving animations for the polar bear. And so I'm kind of waiting and hoping that they do that, and then we can finish up the polar bear habitat and I can show those off a bit. So if you're wondering kind of where that went, it's not forgotten, it's not gone. I really want them to add those animations for the polar bear so that we can kind of show those off all at the same time. So that's kind of why I've taken a step back from that. Look at these flexy colored rocks, and they're almost the perfect color too. Almost. Let's see, let's do this a little bit. But we will get back to it. I also want to add snow leopards, because that kind of goes along with our little cold area theme over there where we got the polar bears and the penguins and such. So I want to add those. Oh, an art account, is for fan art. Oh. I might be able to add like a channel on the Discord server if you guys are into that, like an art channel, so you guys can kind of show off what you got going on. Kind of open to that. if that's something you guys want. Let's see if we can make this a little bit darker. Darker? Yeah, there we go. Yeah. And I always play with either doing white or black. I like the black ones. Did I not get this rock? No, I didn't get this rock. Get in line. Be like the rest of the rocks. Let's see. I can compliment you in 3 different languages: English, Norwegian, and Polish. I will only understand one of those. If you compliment me in English, I will understand it. If you go on to the other ones, I will have no idea what you're saying. But language is actually pretty interesting. If I had more time and things like that, I would totally look into like learning different languages. And I think if you do have the ability to, it's always nice to kind of figure out how they work and whatnot, because there's a method to the madness that is language, and English being one of the hardest ones. If you're a native English speaker, I've been told that learning other languages isn't as difficult as learning English is as a non-native English speaker. Because English is just weird, you know, the different tenses of things that don't make any sense. You know, where in other languages you just get to add like a different ending, and English is like, no, let's do a totally different word, but it'll mean the same thing. It's a weird topic to get on, like insulting our English language. I agree, Savannah, you have a very soothing voice. Your videos are the only reason I've been able to get to sleep. Thank you, Destiny. You know, when I first, really started watching YouTube videos, I'd hear other people tell content creators that, like, I use your videos to fall asleep. And I think it's such a funny compliment, because it's like, it is a compliment. And I do the same thing. I definitely put things on to go to sleep, and things that are kind of calming and relaxing and whatnot. But it's a strange compliment, because it's like, hey, I like to watch your stuff because I fall asleep to it. You know, not because it's boring, but maybe because it's boring and soothing. But either way, yeah, it's just kind of a funny compliment to me. But a good one. I understand it as a compliment, so thank you. Thank you. I love the Timberwolf habitat. Yeah, you know, and that was one of the first ones that I did. That one doesn't even have a voiceover, because it was one of the very first enclosures that I ever did. And in fact, there are enclosures that aren't on YouTube anymore. Because River Rock Zoo was kind of the first one I really put time and effort into, and so it kind of took off and whatnot. So I do have other that I've now lost. When I moved over from my laptop, I lost some files and stuff, so I don't have them anymore. But people often think like, wow, you built River Rock Zoo and it was your very first one, and you know, you took off. No, I sucked for a long time before that. It took lots of practice and lots of building, lots of sucky building, to kind of get where I was. So that's why when people ask like, how do you build so good? You know, I'll never be able to do that. Yeah, you will. Absolutely, you will. It just takes practice. It's like anything, a skill that you need to learn. You got to put the time and effort into it. Because very rarely are people just kind of born, you know, sometimes people are born great, others have greatness thrust upon them. What's that from? I know it's from something, but my point being is that, you know, if you want to do something, practice. Practice. Put the time and effort into it. Because I guarantee you'll be able to surprise yourself. You just got to want it. Want it and do it. Make it happen. Like that Shia LaBeouf meme gif thing. Just do it. Do it. Let's see. Someone suggested that on the forum. I would love to have that. What did you suggest, Emma? Anyone else think we could use like an info box that says the color code from non-recolorable pieces to make matching the colors easier. Hope it makes sense in English the way I'm trying to say. You mean like a color dropper kind of thing? Like where if I go in to change a color of something, I can like pick a color of another object? Is that what you're talking about? That would be pretty cool. Like a Photoshop type thing. All right, what do we got here? It's 9:30. We got 30 more minutes. 30 more minutes. And we got something. I'm gonna go ahead and add some trees because I hate everything until there's trees. We're talking honestly. I hate my builds until I add some trees because I think they just make everything look at this. It just frames things all nice and pretty like. That tree too big? Kind of like it. I admire my mom, but I could never do it. It takes so much patience, not so much for the dogs, but for people. What does your mom do? Is she a dog trainer? Or does she work with dogs and people? I worked pet retail and the dogs were great, but humans sucked. Yeah. You know, there are plenty of good humans out there. Good humans, nice humans. But it's tricky because compassion, caring, politeness, they're not innate features in humans. You know, because people oftentimes forget that we as humans, we're still animals. We still have innate aspects, personality traits and things like that because, you know, long time ago, once upon a time, we had to defend ourselves. We had to survive. So things like caring and compassion and whatnot are things that we have to get taught at a young age. So if you're talking about like developmental stuff in kids, it can oftentimes be difficult because, like I said, yeah, they do have to be taught. So it takes work to be a caring and compassionate person. You're not necessarily born with it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I want a smaller tree. Smaller tree. That one's too big. Too big. Yeah. Maybe that tree is too big. Let's see. Let's try. Will this one be better? Not so overpowering because I don't want a tree that's gonna like take over. Let's see. Let's rotate it this way. No, Carly, not every Sunday, every other Sunday. Yeah, every other Sunday. They might go to every Sunday eventually, but as of right now, I didn't want to overcommit and underdeliver. So every other Sunday. And then the opposite Sunday, so if it's a Sunday we're not streaming, I do plan to release a speed build video because I put my big girl pants on and I created a schedule for myself. So I'm going to try to stick to that. So that's the plan, is every Sunday a speed build, or every other Sunday a speed build, and if there's not a speed build, a stream, and vice versa. Because that's what I think we will do. Foliage makes everything better. Yes. Yes, it does. Yeah, so we can copy the color code. Yeah. Oh, she is a dog trainer? Yeah. Yeah, we have a specific dog trainer at my work that works with the dogs. Duh. But he'll say very often, like, if he didn't have to train people, he wouldn't have a job, because training dogs is easy. Training people is difficult. So I understand what you're talking about. Understand. Because animals are different. You know, they have different mannerisms. They have different wants and needs. And they're not like people. And it's hard sometimes to disconnect that, you know, and to not anthropomorphize too much. Because being human is all we know. Thinking like a human, feeling like a human, all that kind of stuff, that's all we know, right? Because that's what we are. We do not know, as much as we want to study and look and see how others might feel, we won't ever truly understand. So it's difficult to not anthropomorphize and to treat an animal the way that it communicates, the way that it understands. So once you understand that, training an animal is easy, but training the people to think that way is difficult. Let's see. Cannot go back to building in The Sims after experience building in Planet Zoo and Planet Coaster. Yeah, The Sims is just different. I've been playing around with The Sims here and there because I do want to bring speed builds from The Sims to the channel. But it's different. It's hard not being able to like sink things in and, you know, that kind of stuff. Ooh, I'm getting hungry. Hungry. I woke up with enough time to make sure I was awake and coherent, but not enough time to eat. So after I'm done with stream, I'm going to eat. Going to get something to eat. And I love breakfast food. It's my favorite, so that's probably what I will have. I mean, it's still 10 a.m. for me. It's still breakfast time. Maybe brunch. We'll call it brunch. It'll be fancy. All right, guys. I'm kind of looking here what else we want to do and add. Kind of okay with that. We do need to slide this forward a bit because I slid the other one forward, which means we're just going to have to adjust those pillars. Not that much. I think that's okay. Let's see. Have you seen the Wilds? It's a great safari park in Ohio. I actually got to feed a baby Indian rhino. Oh, that's awesome. I would love to feed a baby Indian rhino. Animals are easy. It's teaching people that's hard for sure. Oh, that's right. Bulge, you work with horses and, you know, inevitably people. But yeah, so you understand what I mean. The people that are pains in the butt. Like I said, once you figure out how an animal communicates, that part's easy. That part is easy. Time, patience, and a little bit of caring, and you got the animals figured out. And then you just need the people. Let's see. I don't want that. I want to slide this over just a bit. There. And then, did I leave myself enough room? Will it reach? It will. Great. I'm not sold on this. Not sold on this arch, but I'm going to leave it. Because oftentimes if I leave something and come back and look at it, I get a much better idea than if I just like force myself to try to figure it out right then and there. But what I figured we could do is we could bring this fence just to make things coherent. Coherent, cohesive, not coherent. You don't need to understand the fence. It just needs to match the style that we're building in. I can no longer work with the camera controls in The Sims 4 after playing Planet Zoo. Yeah, you know, when I play Sims, I play with the Sims 3 camera controls. And if I remember right, if you like invert them or play with them in a certain way, it makes them really similar to Planet Zoo. And that's the only way that I can, it's the only way that I can play. Because, so playing Planet Zoo, moving the camera and stuff. So that's what I did. So play with the controls. Look at, Google it and see if you can find somebody that explains it like I did. And it might help you out. Because, the way that it is a bit difficult. Just like how it is normally. But I am excited for that, to play some Sims. Sims is another game that I've played, ever since I was a child. Ever since I was a little one. Let's see if we... Oh, whoa. This all duplicated. Get me built in weird. Oh. What is up with this fence? Did I do multiple? Did I forget how I... Yeah, I did. Okay, great. Forgot how I built this fence. So let's see. Oh, it's 3 of them. Wow. We're gonna start over here and we're gonna build it as if we're building it for the first time. As someone who studies humans, they are more than difficult. Yeah, they are more than difficult. More than difficult. Hey, just saw you online and wanted to say thanks. Your River Rock Zoo builds kind of got me into the game and I'm having a lot of fun with it. So thank you so much. Well, thank you for watching. I'm glad that they are helping out. Yeah, because that's, I mean, I definitely still, even though, you know, I here making content and building and stuff like that, I run out of ideas and creativity and things like that. And so I'll watch other creators a lot and get inspiration from what they're doing. So I'm glad that I can help you guys out because I would be I'd be nothing without my reference pictures and things like that, because, yeah, I need the reference pictures. I would not be able to build if it wasn't for kind of quasi copying other people. You know, where you like copy it just enough, but you know, change enough words so you don't get flagged. Yeah, no, I'm kidding, but you know, inspiration is very, very important. And reference pictures for I search for like architect build models rather, all the time. Because they kind of break things down into bare bones of how a building is constructed, and I find that really helpful. Maybe a sign on the pole that says wild dogs. Yeah, we'll get to signs. I'm not as good as bold at signs, so I leave them to last. Leave those to last. Because they're a struggle for me. Yeah, bold, you gotta put it on Sims 3 camera. Yep. Totally right. Makes everything easier. There, so now we have a little fence. People aren't gonna, you know, run off the edge on accident. But we can, if we go back to nature here. Let's get out of this building. Was I building that in with the rocks? No, that was its own thing. Great. Sometimes I'll do that. I'll get building and I'll kind of forget that I'm building in a group. And I end up with a build that's all in one group. That's just a pain in the butt to work with later. Let's see, right about there is where we want. Sink that back in a little bit. Right, my horse and dogs are easy, but people are hard, especially when they want a quick fix for a problem. Yeah, that is difficult. I figured out how to play Planet Zoo's theme song. Yeah, you can purchase it. Where did I purchase it from? I bought the soundtrack from them when I first started creating YouTube videos because I wanted to use them for the videos. And I think it might have been their website or maybe Amazon Music. I don't remember, but I know you can purchase, like actually purchase the soundtrack too, to have and listen to. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. You guys can hear the game, right? Like the music from the game. Because I had a music playlist all set up and ready to go. And did I hit play on it? No, I did not. Whoops. Whoops. Well, I guess if anything to forget, that's not a bad one, right? Because you guys are still here. We're still having a good time. Can even turn it up just a little bit. There. 10 minutes to the end of the stream. We figured it out. Whoopsies. Let's see. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of you over there. Go away. Now, no, that's not what I want. I want you, and I want you to kind of sink down. You don't hear anything? You just hear me? It's probably because I had it too low. Now you should be able to hear desktop, the Planet Zoo music and whatnot now. Apologies, guys. You guys have been just listening to me talk with no background music. Ugh. Now you hear music, Heather? Yeah. Whoops. Hey, we caught it 10 minutes before the end of the stream. At least I caught it. Caught my mistake. There are future streams, and like I said, I can't set the bar too high for myself because we gotta get better. We gotta always improve, so there you go. That was our mistake for the day. It's not a bad one. Not a bad one, because at least you guys could see what I'm doing and hear me. Yeah, I think this looks okay. Like I said, this is actually a lot more than I thought we were going to get done today. Should we, with the last 10 minutes, let's wrap a barrier around this and just throw the animals in there. That way we can look at the animals. Get this habitat gate. Where do we want it? maybe over here is probably best because it's going to connect to that over there. And there's not... Maybe we do... Yeah, we'll do it here. Because something that I do try to do is hide the entrances from the guests. Just that way it looks a little bit more natural, like, you know, in good zoos or, you know, high budget zoos and stuff like that. I feel like they try to do that as well. Just kind of make it as immersive as possible for the guests. Try to make it so you don't see where the keeper's entering the enclosure from the viewing area. So we'll have to make a little wall. But for now, we'll just kind of wrap this super quickly in a barrier. And we'll see that it's like 5,000 kajillion square meters. Let's do that. And then we do have to make... Oh, I should have done this first. Oh, well. Will this smooth out enough? Yeah, no. Wishful thinking. Go back to barriers. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Will you work now? Oh, goodness. Gonna have to do this over. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Like I said, I should have done this first. I know better, but that's all right. Kind of lower this down a bit. Make it a nice little slopey slope. That way the keepers can get down in there. Smooth this out so it's not so jagged. You got some things done during the stream. Those repetitive things like building a custom fence are always more fun with a stream in the background. Yeah, I agree. You should be able to walk down that, right? Yeah, great. All right, let's do this again. Take 2. This time it will work. Put you there. Connect you. Where's my null barrier? Oh, I deleted it all the way to over there. Go to here. Go to you. Great. Then from this side, no, I want it to be null. I don't want to see that ugly brick wall. Null barrier. I know they'll be able to escape here, but that way we'll be able to see some animals. How big is this? Oh, 1,700 square meters is not so bad. Let's go to animal trading. Oh, not that one. Let's go to African wild dogs right here. And because this is sandbox, it doesn't really matter. So we'll do, let's see, how many can we have? I think a lot, right? Yeah, 2 to 27. Up to 27 males, up to 9 females. Goodness. So let's do male. And, oh, there we go. Male. And a couple females. Adopt. We'll do 3 females. Let's get 1 more. Adopt. Great. Storage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Send you to here. Oh, and somebody should connect the path so the peepers, so that the people, the keepers, can actually get to where they need to go. There we go. Make it match. And hit play. And speed it up. There we go. You can see them running. The trading center's right there, so it shouldn't be too long. Let's see. Look at the doggos. Oh, good. I thought they were gonna like turn around and just like shoop, straight out escape. But yeah, awesome. Oh, the scale on this does look good. This one right here, I did actually make it too deep of the ditch, and so I had to bring it back up a little bit because it was like so massive in comparison to the dogs. But this one doesn't look too bad. Now that we have the dogs here, you know, and you can think about being up here and getting to see them right there. Perfect. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's see. My Wi-Fi's been having a stroke again. I thought you fixed it. Can animals get out of the habitat with a null barrier? Yes. So in this area right here, if you can see where we have, we have the null barrier here. Because this area is traversable, so if I click on the dog, and go to here, you can see that all of this is escapable because there's only a null barrier. Oh, wow. Even that's escapable. These guys can climb. But anyway, they can escape right over a null barrier. So that's where you have to put down like a custom, wall. So like if we take real quick before we jump off here, if we take just like a rock wall and we duplicate this and we sink it down into the ground, these rocks are not going to be traversable because they're too straight up and tall for the dogs to get over. So then if we go back to here and we go back to our traversable area, you can see now, once it kind of updates, see how they can't escape here anymore? It blocks them. So that null barrier is just telling the game where you want the barrier to be, where you want the animals to be. So that's what that is. All right, guys. That was the stream. We're streamers now. I say we. I am. I streamed. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, hi, Aaron. Popping in. You forgot. It'll be up on YouTube. You can rewatch it back because we're getting ready to wrap up here, 5 minutes or so. So I figured I'd kind of just pause and hang out with you guys. Catching up on chat and building at the same time was actually rather difficult. I mean, I think I did okay. I've tried to spam elephant grass everywhere. Yeah, that is another one. The elephant grass has a stupid hitbox around it. So you can put elephant grass basically everywhere and the animals can't walk over it. So same thing as rocks. If you want a lush feeling. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't have the music going. But for next time, like I said, we couldn't set the bar too high. I've got to be able to beat myself. Got to be able to do better. Yeah, I'm a streamer now. Yay! Trying not to yell too loud for you guys. I'm probably busting your eardrums if anybody's working on or watching on headphones. What a perfect premiere, Savannah. Oh, thank you guys. You guys are the best. I don't know what to say. I'm so happy. This was a lot of fun. Drew and Estan were totally right. This was great. This was not a thing to worry about. Worked myself up into a tizzy for no reason because this was all great and fun. Now let's see if I can end it right. I'm gonna think I ended it, walk away from my computer, and come back, and I'll have been streaming nothingness for 5 hours. Did I say this was going to be an epic stream? You did, Silver Fox. You guys have so much more faith in me than I have in myself. Thanks for streaming for us. It went flawlessly. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you for being here. It was a great stream. What Harry Potter house am I? It's a question out of left field. Gryffindor? I say as a question mark? Nah, I think I'm in Gryffindor. Perfect. See everyone in 2 weeks, although I suspect she'll want to do more streams now. Maybe. Maybe I'm addicted. Maybe you've started a new addiction in me. Congrats on your first stream. Thank you, Basic Builder. Thank you, guys. I do want to set up some little alerts. I don't know if anybody subscribed to the channel while we were streaming, but if you did, thank you so much. But set up little alerts that let everybody know, and little fun streaming alerts and whatnot. But this one was basically just a basic stream. I wanted to make sure I could get it going, get it going, get it so that you guys could see it, so that you could hear me, and nothing was going to go wrong. So, like I said, up from here. Have a good day. Thank you, guys. And we didn't even use my break screen. Here, I can show it to you guys, I think. And I don't think I did the chat right, so you might not see that. But if you see... And, yeah. So, it's all good. All good. So, yeah. I subscribed the first video I watched. Oh, I appreciate it. Just a lurker here. It was really enjoyable. Thank you so much for lurking. Even if you weren't chit-chatting, it was fun to have you here. Your streams are better than mine. No, nonsense. Everybody's streams are just different. Everybody's streams are just different. Your timing is flawless. Did you just get here? It's Reds. All right, guys. So I think I am going to cut it off here. Thank you so much, and thank you, Heather and the Silver Fox. You guys, you really made it so much less stressful. And of course, thank you so much again to Drew We need to get Drew a little IT tech badge, because his help was just the best, and I couldn't have done it without him, and Estan as well for just moral support. Those guys are great. So thank you. Can't say it enough, but I'll say it again. Thank you. So yeah, until next time, guys, thank you so much.